What's up, guys? TheDevildogGamer here. Today we're talking about the most surprisingly fun game I played this year, which is Deathloop. Now, like a lot of people, I looked at the trailer and stuff and was like, this doesn't really look that fun, until someone explained the premise to me. And then I said, okay, this I need to try. And holy shit, I was absolutely blown away. So this game is best described as a mix between Dishonored, the movie Edge of Tomorrow, and Dark Souls. And I'm going to get into why all three of those things greatly describe this game. This is made by Bethesda and the same people who did Dishonored, which is why it looks pretty similar and kind of plays a little similar. But the premise of this game, and I'm going to talk about it, but I'm not going to try to give away too much because the story is pretty cool, and you know, once you get into it, you start to like it. Premise of this game is you play on this place called Black Reef, and you wake up on a beach in the morning. At the end of the night, you go back to that same beach, and the day resets. That's right, it's a time loop. And only you and another person named Juliana are aware that it's a time loop. So, during your 24-hour span, you have to go around and figure out what's going on, how to break the loop, and that's your goal. While Juliana is trying to kill you and send you back to the beginning of the day. If you die, you go back to the beginning of the day, and you have to start again. Now, the cool thing about Juliana is, just like Dark Souls, players can invade your game. That is right. They can play as Juliana, and their goal is to kill you and send you back to the beginning of the game. Now, it's not really per se the beginning of the game. It's always the same morning. But as you go along and you get things unlocked, you start discovering stuff. The things that you learn and the patterns, they're all the same. Nothing changes in the game itself. The gear you get, you can do this thing called where you infuse it. And if you infuse it, it's back to you in the morning. If you don't, all that stuff is lost. So you gather gear and you do different kind of things and you learn about, more of the loop, and you just keep restarting the day over and over and over again with other players trying to stop you. Of course, you can turn that off if you want to. And the cool thing about it is, as you're nearing the end of the day and you're maybe trying to break the loop, which we'll kind of get into like how you do it and the steps you have to do it, you could be right at the end, and a player comes in as Juliana and sends you back to the beach to restart the whole day again. Fucking crazy. The premise, the gameplay is so cool, and I loved every second of it. We're going to get a bit more into details of it and like how you break the loop and what makes it kind of special. The way time is broken down in this and being able to complete everything in one day kind of a loop is pretty interesting. There's 4 different times. There's morning, noon, afternoon, and night. At the end of night, it resets back to morning. Now, there's 4 districts that it's broken up into, and you're able to access these districts with tunnels. Now, when you enter a district, say you go to 1 in the morning, when you leave it, you're automatically set to noon for the next district. So you can visit each district once, but all the clues and everything are spread through multiple times through each district. What happens in the morning on one district isn't going to be the same in the nighttime on another district. And that's kind of where the key comes in. The way you break the loop is you have to kill 8 visionaries. Now, 8 people, 4 chances in just a 24-hour loop. So you need to find as much info to try to get as many of them around, or figure out, how you can get 2 in one go, and, maybe you can sabotage something and kill someone later in the day while you're off killing someone else. And that's kind of where the fun is in this. There's a lot of exploring, there's a lot of going around, and there's a lot of thinking, because you have to approach this kind of critically how you want to go, because you might have to kill someone in the morning and set something up in the same district that morning to get someone in the afternoon. Or, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And on top of that, with my run, I was going to end the loop, to kill everyone and finally end the loop. And right at the nighttime, when I had finished almost everything and I was kind of getting there and about to do it, a player joined my game as Juliana, and I had to fight her to the death, because if she killed me, I'm going right back to the beach to start the whole cycle of setting everything up again. And that's the really cool aspect of this game. Now, of course, there are people who are like, I don't want my single player game getting ruined. You can turn it off. You literally can. Or you can have it as an AI that pops up. So it's not really that game breaking, but it's a cool little thing that you've gone through all these multiple loops and you're reliving the same day over and over and over again, learning more as you go along, and you finally got it all set up and you're like, I think I know how I can do this. And as you start going and you're about to do it, a player can jump in and kill you and send you right back to redoing and trying to set everything back up again. It's a really cool aspect of the game, and it made it so much fun. Really just such a cool thing. Now, when it comes to playing as Juliana, she has her own leveling thing and can get her own stuff as you go along. Now, when you join someone, they can only kill you once as Juliana. So if you die as Juliana once, they win. But there's cool little things that happen. You can call the AI out and tell the AI where the player Colt is and things like that. But at the same time, when you come into the game with them, all the tunnels are locked. Their exit is locked. To actually get out, they need to hack this one little dish. So you kind of know where the dish is, and you know how to stop them. Eventually, they're going to do there, or they can just ignore it and do their own thing, and you have to look around the map to find them. Now, Colt, the main player who's trying to break the loop, has a rewind ability, so he can die twice. And it rewinds his body to maybe a few minutes where he was, a minute or two ago. So as Juliana, you got to kill them more than twice to send them back to the beach. But the player Colt has to kill you once, which kind of makes this cool cat and mouse game. And you can really set traps. You can use stealth. You can hide. You can do ambushes. It's a lot of really cool stuff that you can do with this. And that fight in itself kind of breaks up the monotony of searching around and learning stuff. And it's just a really cool feature. Now, each one of the Visionaries has this thing called a slab, which is kind of like abilities. There's one that makes you go invisible. There's one that kind of teleports you around. So to kind of upgrade those, you have to kill the Visionaries multiple times to get their slabs and their upgrades for them. So you kind of have to farm them, along with farming different trinkets and things to make yourself stronger and better. And the cool thing is, each of the districts that you visit, in the morning time to noon, afternoon, night, they're all different. Like, there's one where the tide changes, and you can access a different area with the tide change. Because you're kind of locked on the island, and water kind of keeps you, like, once you touch the water, you're technically off the island, and it kills you. So you have to visit these multiple districts and multiple times throughout the day. So you have 4 districts, 4 different times, and different things happen between them. There's a lot of different, areas you have to go to with these times. So there's a lot of times you just replay the same district over and over again for each of the 4 time zones to see what's going on while farming everything. And you start learning more and more about the routines. Maybe there's a way I can trick this person to going here, because at the end of the night, in one of the districts, there's a party. So you could possibly get a few of them to go to the party if you fuck up their day before the party and give them no choice but to attend the party. Because there is protocol where they are not allowed to actually mingle with each other due to safety concerns. But some of them follow that protocol strictly, some of them don't give a shit. So you kind of have to mosey your way around and figure out ways to sabotage them, either to kill them or make them change their plans through the rest of the day. Overall, this game is literally one of the best games I've played this year. It really surprised me, and it takes a lot to surprise me nowadays with games, because they're always not really original, copying something else, and the story's kind of meh. But this one, just so many cool little things in it that just make you go, wow, that's really awesome. And, in a day and age where, with COVID, there's been less games coming out, everything's been delayed, this really is a breath of fresh air. And if you're one of those people that are just looking for something to play, something different, something that maybe can kind of get your attention in a different way, like, you play Tarkov all the time and you're bored, you're waiting for the wipe, and you want something else to play. Dude, I cannot stress to you, to play this game. It's, I really, there's not enough force for me to give you to tell you to play this game. This game is just really cool. The features for it are unique. The story's unique. Everything about it is just really unique. And as someone who just watched a lot of Dishonored and never really played it, now I kind of want to go play Dishonored and try that out, because I feel like I missed something really cool there too, and I slept on that. Don't sleep on this, though. This is definitely worth it. I mean, even if you're like, I can't afford it full price, keep it in your wish list. Wait for it to go on sale. Try it at a later date. Because it is really unique, and it's something nice, and it's nice to see, original ideas again coming back to gaming. This is really one of those games. And, I don't think there's going to be a 2, to be honest, but you never know. It could happen. But this was just something really cool, and you know, it goes outside the norm of me playing. But I'm really glad I did. I enjoyed the time with it. I kind of wish I took my time a bit more so I could spend more time with it. But I can always go in and ruin other people's games as Juliana. But anyways, boys, definitely check out Deathloop. It is a badass game, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video.